Hello everyone, here's a quick tutorial on how to set up your document and a few tips and tricks on how to work as quickly and efficiently as possible. So to start, because we're making a new document, you're going to go to Applications in your Finder window. You're going to open up Adobe Photoshop. To make a new file, go to File, New, and be sure to match the parameters to what we discussed in class. There's also a screenshot of what they should look like on Google Classroom. I've already made a file like this before, so it's automatically saved as a custom format. 4 inches width and height, 300 pixels per square inch, RGB color mode, white. Create. Alright. Now, one of the first things that we can do is add some color to our background, and if you go to where the gradient tool is, you'll find that the paint bucket tool is underneath it as well. And let's double click on our foreground color and choose a color to work with. Then all you have to do is go ahead and click, and it's filled up the entire space because, well, there was nothing stopping the color from going anywhere else. It was a completely white canvas. So that's our background layer. Now let's go and grab some leaves. So something to be aware of, if you wanted this leaf, leaf number 6, for some reason it's, if you try to open it in Photoshop, it's not allowing you to. So here's a trick. If a file is ever giving you trouble, go to where you have the file saved, click once, and then hit the spacebar, and you'll enter a preview mode. Then all you have to do is hit Shift Command 4, and then click and drag, and this is going to take a screenshot of the leaf. Heard that very loud camera just go off. If you go over to your desktop, you can see, oh, there it is, screenshot. Open with Photoshop, and there we have it. And then just use your magic wand to select, Shift Command I to inverse if you want, and then use your move tool to bring it on over. And then transform as you like. Now, the design that we're going to do today is going to be specifically for symmetry, so here's a nice trick before we start moving leaves around. You guys can see on the top and on the side of my window I have rulers, and this can come in very handy. If you don't see yours, simply go to View and make sure that Rulers is checked off. If you right-click on the ruler, you can change it to whatever unit measure you want. I like inches. And if you click and drag from the vertical bar, you'll get a line. I'm going to line it up perfectly with the 2-inch mark because I want the halfway. Now I have this bright blue line showing me where the middle is. So for symmetry, this is my line of symmetry. Alright. Now we have layer 1. I'm just going to rename it leaf 1. I'm going to duplicate a bunch of these. And to do that, well, actually before doing that, I want to make sure that we are demonstrating our skills properly. So I'm going to go to Image Adjustments, Hue Saturation. Let's give this a fun color. Ooh, that's nice. Lovely. And click OK. Now let's slap a filter on it. I like Stylize Oil Paint. Let's see what happens with it. Oh, there it is. So you have to drag it. If it's out of your viewer window, you just have to kind of go looking for it. There it is. So let's see. Oh, that looks very cool. Oh, I like that a lot, actually. Awesome. And you know you can play around with the sliders to get different effects. I'm just going to hit OK. Very, very cool. Now, for the interest of time, I am going to be going fairly quickly, and the design I show you won't necessarily be top-notch, but the tricks that I show you will be. So I'm going to hit Command T, and I'm just going to maybe resize a bit, rotate. Remember that if you right-click, you are able to do a bunch of different stuff, like distort, which is when you can fully drag from any of the anchor points, or you can go to warp, where you get to play around with more of a grid system and kind of make it a bit wacky. Yeah, so you guys have fun with that. I'm going to leave mine as it is. I'm just going to go back into my history. Oh, but I'm transforming right now, so let me. You got to hit enter to set it. I'm just going to hit Command Z to bring it back. So again, I'll take a moment just to rotate, resize. Awesome. And now, if I want to duplicate, you guys know you can just hit Command J. Now it looks like no duplicate has been made, but actually it's just sitting perfectly on top of the other one. Another way you can do it is by holding Alt. Notice that my arrow, or my mouse rather, is now a double arrow. If I click and drag out, there's another one. So different ways to do it: Command J, or using the move tool and holding Alt. So I'm just going to be very loosey-goosey here. Maybe I will make another one, but then make it a bit smaller. You can see that my leaf is a bit pixelated because I made it small and then I made it big. And we remember what happened with Finn when I did that back with BR Invasion. So just be cognizant of the repercussions of shrinking something. Just trying to get some variety of position here. Okay. Oh, Command T. You can arrange yours however you like. The next thing that we are going to do is take a look at grouping. So we have a lot of similar leaves here. We could neaten up our layers panel by holding Shift and having our first leaf selected and our most recent one, so they're all highlighted. And then you can either click this little folder down here, or you can hit Command G, and it's going to make a nice little group. I'm going to name this Blue Leaves. If I shut this off, all the leaves disappear. Super. And now, essentially what we want to do is duplicate this right side so the exact same thing is on the left side. And here's how you do it. First things first, I want you to make a duplicate of this group. You can do that by just hitting Command J. And then I want you to hide the original Blue Leaves folder. Now, if you right-click on Blue Leaves copy, you will find a selection called Merge Group. And when you do that, what you have now is this is now all one image on its own. The leaves are no longer separate. It's been flattened, essentially. And we saved this group, or rather we made a duplicate, because if I decide that I don't like this anymore, I can simply delete this layer, turn my group back on, and everything is still there, and I can still play around with the individual leaves. So I'll do that again. Group, you can duplicate with Command J, flatten, or rather merge group, shut off the original one just so you're not confused. And now we're going to duplicate the merge layer. I'm going to hit Command J, and again, when you duplicate something, if it's right on top, it simply, is sitting perfectly aligned. So if I hit Command T, and I'll use my left arrow to drive it over, you can see it's going very slowly. You can make it go faster by holding Shift. I'm just going to march those right over. I'm doing this so that it stays aligned horizontally as well. And now, if I right click and go flip horizontal, bam, there we go. Now I'm going to make the stems touch. Just at that blue line there you can see. Perfect. So there you go, you have a perfectly symmetrical pattern. But now it's time to add the text. What I wanted to show you guys is that there is an option for a vertical type tool. So if I, let's say, start here, and I want to type the word symmetry, it's going to go vertically, which is pretty cool. And Oh heck, I don't know. Let's do a dark purple or something. Oh, you have to highlight it first, then change the color. Let's do that dark purple. Alright. Awesome, and remember that the text is just like an object. You can hit Command T and you can resize very easily. And that also means that you can hit Command J to duplicate, and then Command T, and once again bring the text over. I'm just using the arrow key, and if I hold shift it's going to move a lot faster. Awesome. And now if I right click, I can go flip horizontal. And now we have a pretty perfect symmetrical image. Alright, so the things to take away from this are paint bucket tool, grouping, and merging. Alright, hope this was helpful for you guys. Have fun.